Good morning on this Tuesday, August 22nd. I'd like to tell you a story about a couple who were cleaning out a box of old papers that had been in storage for years. In it were many nostalgic items, papers, cards, letters, and random books. The woman said to her husband, "Aren't you glad I don't throw this stuff away? Going through this is so much fun." Her husband just shook his head and laughed at the pile of useless things that took up the space in the garage all those years. It was fun and nostalgic until the woman found an envelope in a notebook that contained all the couple's wedding plans. And as she opened it, she was shocked at its contents. Her husband, noticing the change in her face, took the envelope, reached in, and took out check after check, all addressed to the couple and worth hundreds of dollars. At least they were worth that much back in May of 2010 on the day of their wedding. The couple was both angry and frustrated at how they ever misplaced those gifted checks. They were wasted and worthless now. Generous gifts from friends and family meant to bless them and bring them joy, but instead were set aside, forgotten, and served as a reminder of how foolish they were. Did you know that as children of God, you and I have been given spiritual gifts? In 1 Corinthians 12 and Romans 12, we see lists of the different gifts that we have access to in order to grow in our love for God and edify others. However, quite often, the church, which is the collection of believers, isn't living and operating within our giftings. Many are distracted by the world. Some feel unworthy to be used, and others just don't care about it. The underlying reason we don't seek out and tap into our gift is that we don't understand the value of it. If the woman had known the amount of money that was in that envelope, she would have cashed those checks immediately, but she didn't know. So they were like any other sheets of paper in that notebook. The only way for us to grasp the value of spiritual gifts is by studying the Bible to understand its purpose. In 1 Corinthians, after Paul lists the gifts, he gives us the analogy that we are one body, and these gifts are meant to build up the body. God has blessed me with a gift to bless you, so that the body can be blessed. We need these gifts because our gifts connect us to each other and to God. When we squander or forget to use our gifts, the body suffers. So Paul encourages the church to pursue love and earnestly desire the spiritual gifts. 1 Corinthians 14:1. We have no idea how God is going to use us within the parameters of the spiritual gifts He's given us. We just need to be in constant pursuit of discovering what those gifts are and get out there and use them to impact the lives of others. Don't hoard or hide or waste your gift. We can rejoice one day when we stand before God and hear those beautiful words from Matthew 25:23. Well done, good and faithful servant.